Welcome to the July the 25th, 2006 taping of It Happened in Grand Prairie. As we bring you the history of our city and some of the people that have made history and some that are continuing to make history this very day. And we have three on the set today that really did make history for the city of Grand Prairie recently. So we have brought on board a very wonderful segment of the Keep Texas Beautiful, Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful, and all of the wonderful things that happens, especially in the youth arena. We're very pleased to bring, first of all, Stacy Ansley.
Hi,
wonderful to have you on board.
Thank you.
And as a very special lady in the Barbara Bush Elementary, I would say round table. That's a round table because y'all have more things going on coming around the front part of your school to the back. You have everything covered, and we're going to get with that in just a few minutes, and we appreciate your being here.
Thank you.
And Connie O'Gorman,
Yes.
a wonderful aide. We're just so pleased to have you with us, also from Barbara Bush.
Yes.
Yes. Y'all have done so much. It took two wonderful ladies to tell the story of Barbara Bush because this isn't your first success in beautification, so we're going to get back with both of y'all in a minute. And finally, bringing up my anchor man, Chris Miller, we're just so glad to have you here from Reagan Middle School.
Thank you, ma'am.
And is the Director of Science at Reagan, and also with a precious 6th grade class that is your very own. You stemline so many things at Reagan, and we're going to get into the interview about what is happening at Reagan and what happened all under your direction, and that you were rewarded for it. All three of you. You've just had such a wonderful success, so we're going to get on to that. And I know that Ron's going to give us some pictures now of a wonderful group of people that attended the Keep Texas Beautiful Awards in Plano, Texas recently. Now, this is one small group, and we hope to be interviewing them a little bit later on. And this is the Adams School, Adams Panthers, I believe they are. Oh, they have done a great job, but we're going to get with them a little bit later on and talk about their interview later on. But now, this is a wonderful young man that won the very first place in the state. He is not from Grand Prairie, but we thought we would show you the photo of the president of Keep Texas Beautiful and the Youth Awards chairman, Ms. Jackson, that made this presentation. Now, Grand Prairie is going to work toward this so that they will have the outstanding person in the state that has done more for beautification. And this is the Grand Prairie group. Now, we came in mass, I guess you would say, to Plano, Texas. And in Plano, Texas, we celebrated with many different awards. And we had, first of all, the Youth Awards on an early morning of the first day opening of the conference. And when we did, I think Grand Prairie walked off with about 3/4 of the Youth Awards. And we were just so pleased and so excited. So we thought we would bring to you today at least the schools that really made a mark. And we're bringing 2 at this segment, and then we're going to have 2 at the following segment when we shoo these people back to Grand Prairie and say, go clean up and beautify some more. All right. Now, Stacy, from your school of Barbara Bush, would you look out into your camera and tell everyone how exciting it's been to be a winner this year, and tell them what award you won and how many, just tell us a little story about your Barbara Bush group.
Okay. We won first place in the Sadie Ray Graff Education Award in the state level, and that was very much due to the teamwork and the efforts of all of our parents, staff members, and community volunteers that are on board with us. We have a team called the Bush Environmental Stewardship Team, and that team is the catalyst for our environmental stewardship program on our campus.
And you have one of the most wonderful principals in the whole
Yes.
world that has really gone far beyond and has helped y'all in an immeasurable
That's
way.
true.
And Jean Nunez has, I think she's been promoted to another school, but she got everything fixed up just right.
She did very well.
Oh, didn't she? Wasn't she wonderful?
We couldn't have done anything of that without her support.
Without her support.
Yes.
And how did you all handle this? What was your main project that you were awarded for doing education?
Well, Ruthie, as we looked this year and we sat down to write our award, we couldn't really pinpoint to one specific thing. I think we have to look at our overall environmental program.
All right.
We just have our hands, like you said earlier, in everything.
Yes.
We try to teach the kids that it's a way of life and everything that they do affects the environment in some way. We did have one project in the spring with the Return the Warmth project with the Keep America Beautiful, Great American Cleanup efforts, and I think that helped top off the year.
Yes.
And bring some energy and help carry us into next year as we start up this year as well.
And you have a beautiful site at the back of your
Yes,
building.
we
and
do.
that was done a year ago, wasn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So that didn't have anything to do with this award. Did you win an award for the thing you did the year before?
We certainly did.
Oh, what did you win and what?
Last year we won the Sadie Ray Graph also. And
This is your second time in a row?
Second time in a row. Yes, ma'am. And we won that award last year for the efforts of establishing an outdoor habitat on our campus, all supported by donations and manpower that was volunteered through parents and staff members and community support.
That's
like yourself.
wonderful. Very exciting.
Yes.
And you just happened to be the chairman when we were doing all these good things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you get to go to Plano and have a good time
I
at that?
certainly did.
Oh, you did. Well, and did you meet a lot of friends that were very jealous of Barbara Bush Elementary in Grand Prairie, Texas?
I think they were tired of hearing our name. Yes.
Yes, because when they announced all of the awards, we were very pleased to have a part in the ceremony for that, and it was very exciting. As a matter of fact, one time I just had to tell them, I said, I didn't judge any of these, and that is very hard to admit that I have nothing to do with the judging of the awards, even though some of them are from Grand Prairie, Texas, and I had no influence on that. You did it on your own, is what I was trying to tell them. All right, let me get with Miss Connie a minute. Connie,
Yes.
I know you. How long have you been involved at Barbara Bush with this program?
Since we started.
Since you started it.
Yeah.
You were at the very beginning.
Oh yes, the very first meeting.
Yes, and I
Yes.
believe you have a special child in special education that helps you do all of this, or do you help him?
Oh, we help each other.
All right, give me his name and tell me his grade level.
Christopher,
Christopher?
he's in kindergarten.
And
Well,
he's-
he's going to first grade.
Well, I was so impressed. I saw Christopher get out of his wheelchair on his
Oh.
hands and knees and get down into that garden and put his hands into the garden, and he smiled. It was such a glorious smile because it seemed to really turn him on, the fact that he was able to do that and have a part in the garden. I guess it was the second planting you had of your garden
Oh.
when we were on campus.
We consider him our adopted son. He's a very close friend of the family.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is
So,
really great.
He's very involved with our family, and we support him in any way we can. His name is Brent.
Brent,
Uh-huh.
that's wonderful. Now, your part in helping with this program, what has it done to bring your family a little closer together with the environment? Can you testify to anything like that?
Oh yes, my children are very involved in recycling at home and encouraging their friends to recycle, bring recycling to the school. We go out camping or something, they collect all the little cans and plastic bottles, make sure we bring them home and put them out to recycle. So
Of all of the programs that are going on at Barbara Bush, what is the favorite of you two? Do you have different ones that are really your favorite, that you think is a stem winder and that's really turned you on to want to continue to do this?
of all the programs, I would say The habitat.
The habitat.
It incorporates everything that we do. We started a compost bin, and we have a worm composting bin also, and that teaches the children that not everything goes in the trash. That
That's
there's
right.
a use for everything,
Use
even
for
the
everything.
paper and the. It all has its
Has its
resources.
meaning, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, Chris, what's going on at Reagan?
Well, we're very excited about the things that are going on at Reagan.
What did you win at Plano?
Well, we won first place in the middle school division of the Sadie Ray Graph.
All right, that's still in the education field,
Yes,
okay?
that's the education award.
Okay.
And that was due to the efforts of a lot of different people at Reagan. Our National Junior Honor Society, in one of their fields of effort, was to do recycling for the school. So they collected all of the paper in recycling bins in every classroom, office, library that we had, and laboratory at the school, and at least weekly recycle that. The PTA was heavily involved in recycling printer ink cartridges and cell phones.
Oh,
and,
my.
Some of the money that they had brought in from that, they used to send me off to an institute that I just got back from in New Hampshire, where I studied environmental leadership, and were able to develop some plans to put in place for the education of our students this coming year. And there was one girl, an 8th student, that came to me during the year last year, and she didn't know who I was.
Yes.
She came up and said, "Are you Mr. Miller?" And I admitted it. And then she began to unburden herself about the fact that she was really troubled with the trash that was being just thrown out into the wilderness that is adjacent to our school, and wanted to know if there wasn't something we could do about it. And with that as the impetus, we wound up not only adopting the street that the school is on, but we did the Adopt the Stream program for the stream, the wetland that is adjacent to our school, and had a major cleanup out there, and we have great plans for future education opportunities in that area.
That is the most beautiful site. You have a potential there that is second to none. I've not seen a school that, only one other one, and it's over in the Grand Prairie portion of an Arlington school district. So I'm looking forward to what the things that y'all are going to do.
Thank you.
What do you think about your award?
Well, I'm very thrilled to have
Did you get
that.
the bell?
Yes. We're going to take and, of course, utilize that money to enhance the education opportunities that we're going to be exploring there in the wetland.
Oh, that's great.
And trying to develop an outdoor classroom, but in particular several different ways that we can get our classes out there to learn about the environment and to help the students to learn that what they do does matter. We feel like that with the opportunity through their years at Reagan to see that they can make a difference and what they do does matter, that will instill in them a sense of environmental stewardship that'll stay with them the rest of their lives.
Oh, that is really wonderful. And you get good cooperation from the kids and your fellow teachers.
The teachers, the parents, the community at large, the city has been very supportive,
Okay.
and the students themselves are very excited about having a chance to chart a course for the future.
That's right. And of course they're looking forward to another award if they do this habitat. You're going to have to be on at least one of the rungs in the awards when they come up, right?
Well, we have that as something that we're looking at, but our main focus is to learn while we learn to treat our world gently as we go through it.
That's wonderful. Well, I want to thank y'all very much for being here. This doesn't seem very much of a thank you for all of the hard work for not only this one year when you got an award, but for the years before that you were building toward the awards that you've received in the past. And I want to thank you on behalf of the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, because you've brought an extra quality of life, and especially to the level that I have the greatest interest in, and that's in the youth. And thank you all for taking that to a higher plane in Grand Prairie, Texas. I'm looking forward to see what comes out for Keep America Beautiful. And for next year, we are celebrating the 40th birthday of Keep Texas Beautiful in San Antonio. And I'm looking forward to living that long to go and see that and to see you all there. Thank you all very much for being with us. And we'll be right back with the rest of our Youth Award winners.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it either.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. You know I'd never do it.
Don't mess with Texas. I wouldn't do it. Don't mess with Texas.
As we continue our history tape number 576 as a salute to beautification for some of the youth in Grand Prairie, Texas, we're very pleased to have on the dais today two more wonderful people that have really made a difference in Grand Prairie, Texas at two different elementary schools. First of all, Melissa Forsyth, welcome to the set, my dear.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you, and we're going to have a good time talking with you about Dickinson Elementary.
Yes, ma'am.
And its students and you and all the good things. And Brenda Townsley,
Good to
it
see
is
you.
so good to have you here from Daniels Academy,
Yes.
Elementary Academy, whatever. Such a wonderful school, and both of y'all are wonderful, wonderful examples of people that care about youth and to care about the beautification in your community, and especially that you worked hard enough and would fill out the forms and enter contests and do great things and let the kids have a really wonderful time at a wonderful happening of Keep Texas Beautiful at Plano, Texas recently. And that's what we're going to talk about. First of all, Melissa, we're going to begin with you and Dickinson. Dickinson Elementary, a special school, where is it located?
We're located in South Grand Prairie.
Yes.
We're on, now I can't think of the name of the street that we're on.
That's all right. That's all right. We know where you are. It's a it's a wonderful school.
Yes,
and,
ma'am, it is.
And you've been there how long?
Been there 2 years. I'm beginning my third year this year.
Been your third year. Okay. And Dickinson Elementary, is this the first year they had participated in the wonderful works of Keep Grand Prairie Beautiful and maybe entered a contest, or is this the second year?
This is our first year to enter the contest. We were recycling in previous years, and we
Yes.
were participating in some environmental activities, but this is our first year to enter the contest.
To enter the contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, when you entered it, did you have any idea that you were going to come anywhere with a reward from Plano?
No, ma'am, we really didn't. Since we were just beginning, we decided to go ahead and enter anyway, just for the experience,
Yeah.
and then to possibly realize some more things that we could do as a school.
And which award did you receive?
We won second place in the Ruthie Jackson Award, and we won third place in the Sadie Ray Graff.
So you won 2 shots.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That is wonderful. Now, and what was your project?
Well, our biggest project was the implementation of a schoolyard garden.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We started that, plans for it in October of last year, and then we talked with Ron Davis, who is head of grounds for Grand Prairie Schools,
Yeah.
and got plans underway and started implementation of the project in February. And then everything started falling into place, and by March we had plants, and the kids were working in the garden and planting, and it just looks really great.
That's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
And educationally, the Sadie Ray Graff, I know that was easy to do after you had done your education, and then you came up with a project and won on both of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't that wonderful?
It really was wonderful.
I'm going to get back with you and let you tell me a little bit more about the Sadie Ray Graff, but I got to get into Brenda's business here. And Brenda has Daniels Academy. And this is not the first time you've been into the awards mode. I want you to tell us, first of all, you're the librarian
Yes,
at
ma'am.
your school.
Yes, ma'am.
I neglected to tell that. But now it's getting ready to tell us, if I can remember all of the things that Brenda told me. Brenda Townsley is the instructional specialist in science and
Technology.
technology
Yes.
for Daniels.
Yes.
All right. How long you been there?
Oh gosh, I'm going into my 9th year
Ninth
in
year.
that campus.
On that campus.
Yeah.
Oh, special work. Is this the first time you've ever won an award in beautification? That was needless to say, but I have to ask you
No,
that.
this was our second year in a row to
Second
win
year-
awards with KTV.
Second year in a row for Keep Texas Beautiful.
Yes.
And which one did you receive this time?
Well, this year we won 3 awards.
You won 3.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
we
my.
won first place in the Ruthie Jackson,
First place in
Second.
RJ and what
and
next?
second place in the Sadie Ray.
Okay.
And then we applied and we're hoping for something in the media television category,
Yes.
because our school has a studio in there, and we
Yes.
broadcast all of our classrooms, and we thought, well, we use that broadcast as a tool to educate the kids and the teachers and everybody, and
Yes.
I wrote it up and we got second place.
You got second place
Yeah,
in the
we
media
did,
thing.
we did.
Oh, that is really great. Coming away with 3 prizes
Yes.
for one year is, I believe that is almost a record, isn't it?
I think it is.
Oh, I think it is. That is really wonderful. Well, congratulations
Thank
on that.
you.
What were your projects, especially this year for?
Oh, well, there were several projects. Wednesday is recycling day at Daniels, and
Yes.
that's when every classroom sends a couple of students with their recycling down, and we've got paper and ink cartridges and cell phones and batteries and all kinds of stuff going
You
on.
document all of this?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
And
my.
the students in the SOS Club, SOS stands for Save Our Sphere, and those are 4th and 5th graders who do all the work. They keep track of all of the data and who's bringing what and all that kind of stuff. And so we have data to show how we're doing. But that's every Wednesday, so that's just all kinds of stuff going on Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Some of the other projects, we built a dock. It stands for Daniel's Outdoor Classroom for Kids, and it's it's a classroom outside. It's got concrete tables provided by the school district,
Yes.
and it's a classroom with a dry erase board and a space for teachers to teach and kids to learn, and it's a classroom without walls or a
Just be
ceiling.
outside.
It's outside, and we finished that up in May this last school year. And then another big project was Earth Day. We had a parade, and we
A
worked on
real
it for
parade
a
on
real
Earth Day.
parade. Well, you came and spoke
Yes.
at our assembly that morning
Yes.
to kick it all off, and in the
Yes.
afternoon, all 500 kids marched around the neighborhood in Delworth and chanted, and it was exciting. The kids just loved it. The teachers loved it, and they're all building up for it for next year already.
That way, each one of them got to have a part in that
Exactly.
that big parade day.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a very exciting
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
All right. The year before, what did you do?
We applied and received first place in Ruthie Jackson
All right.
and second place in Sadie Ray Graff.
Second time in a row for both of these
Yeah,
awards. Well, I'm sure glad I wasn't a judge in all of those. They just happened to start during my administration in 1975. We began the youth awards at Keep Texas Beautiful then, and so it's been a wonderful experience to see Grand Prairie come all the way from not even caring about the youth awards to walking away with almost everything. So it's been very, very exciting. Did we ever see your picture of the picture of your group? Do we have any pictures of your group? We don't, do
I
we?
believe you have a group of...
Ron, we need a picture of Brenda's group. Oh, there it is.
Those are my kids.
Those are
Daniels.
kids. Yes. And you have the president of Keep Texas Beautiful in that one.
Yeah, the kids were very
Did you
excited.
take this many to Plano?
Yes, this was the group at Plano.
That was a group in Plano. Did they get come up on the stage 2 or 3 times?
Twice, because then the award was the next day.
Was the next day. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I want to thank you all both very much for what you do, but I need to get back one more time with Melissa. Melissa, I know that as librarian, you have to do everything, don't you? That was a really big job for you to do. The kids do the work, you do the documenting.
That's right, ma'am.
And you're going to, I hope it is in this.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, it's wonderful. I know Brooke's going to be at her school because Daniel couldn't run without her and all the everything that would motivate. What would you say was the most exciting project that you had this year?
I think our garden was the most exciting project. The kids were really excited about it. They couldn't wait to get outside and get their hands in the dirt and plant things. And it's a beautiful space, so everyone is very excited about that.
Did you have a certain grade that could go out and work, or was every grade level privileged to do something in that garden?
Every grade level is involved. We have a different bed for each grade level.
Oh, my.
So they have their specific bed, and then we have a large bed in the center.
Oh, I see. How
So,
wonderful.
yes, ma'am.
So each one gets to have something personal that they adapt to.
Yes, ma'am. For example, second grade studies the life cycle of the butterfly, and so their garden is a butterfly garden.
Butterfly garden.
Yes, ma'am. So it's a
So
lot of
each one
fun.
has a different topic or
Yes.
something really special
Yes, ma'am.
they
Yes,
work
ma'am.
toward. And do you have a special teacher that does this, that directs all this in the garden site, or does each teacher come out with their group?
Each teacher can come out with their group. I guess the two main people that are in charge are myself and then Suzanne Raymond. She's a kindergarten teacher.
And who is your principal?
My principal's Angela Leslie. And
Angela
she
Leslie.
is so supportive.
That
she
is
just
wonderful.
yes, she is wonderful.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I got to get back and get the principal of our school at Daniels, because
Okay.
I've almost adopted Daniels because I see them at Keep America Beautiful and all these other places. Give us your principal's name and about how that young man does a wonderful work in supporting
Oh,
you.
Sterling Magruder.
Yes.
We're going into his second year in the building, and he's
Yes.
absolutely supportive from day one.
Yes.
Everything that we wanted to do, he was right there alongside.
Yes. Did you do anything in Go Green?
Yes, well, we became part of
Participate.
it last year, and we turn in the reports as they ask, and,
Yes.
and we're following along with their
Following along
initiatives.
with
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
All right. And do you all attend all of the meetings that we have in Grand Prairie, Texas, relating to youth when they come together at the library?
The
Yes,
Green and
ma'am.
Clean meetings.
Green and
yes.
Clean
Yeah.
meetings? That's wonderful.
We do.
Oh, my. How do you manage the time?
A very busy calendar, that's what it is.
A very busy
Yes.
calendar.
Keep lots of notes.
All right. And in your garden, do you have the same arrangement they have, that each school has something, or do you just come together?
Well, the outdoor classroom that I
Yes.
described is brand new, and there's not really any gardening space yet. There's lots of room for development. We do have an outdoor courtyard that's attached to the science lab, and that was developed when we first moved into the building. And that one has flowers and plants that come back every year, and so it kind of is just a maintenance kind of thing. There is some space for a little bit of gardening from the classrooms, and that's kind of assigned up. The teachers sign up for first come, first serve.
The most stem-winding activity of the whole year almost had to be the parade, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because
We
didn't that
built up to it,
You
yes.
built up to it, didn't most of the kids felt like that was their very own happening, didn't they?
Yes. It was just deafening in the hallways as they were chanting, waiting to get out into the parking lot to walk through the neighborhood. It was exciting to see them so excited.
What do you forecast for next year, maybe?
Trying
More-
to keep
more
the
of
same
the same?
pace. Yeah. Trying
More-
to keep up with what we've been doing. for
And
us.
your radio broadcasting program also?
Yes, I'm looking to expand that a little bit more, giving teachers opportunities to create their own videos, environmental or not. It can be, other avenues in education also. So just looking at ways to expand that.
And both of y'all would work real hard and fill out those forms one more time and see what you can do environmentally on the scale of all of the other people, either in Texas or at the other levels?
Yes, ma'am.
Already have it on the calendar.
That sounds like a pledge. I'm
Yes,
getting
yes.
this on television. You know what I'm doing to
Yes,
you.
I do.
Well, I want to thank y'all so very, very much, and take a note back to the students that are the forthcoming students. Tell them that they didn't get to see what happened last year unless they were nearby, but we want each one of them to have as much of a role and to feel like that they have won the award for their school.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thank y'all very much for being here.
Thank you for inviting us.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do, and that we document it correctly.